Hello, hello. Can everybody see and hear me okay? Um, we are going to be talking about several things today, very exciting things that are going on in the VANNtastic community. Besides all of you guys finding that light at the end of the tunnel, which is super exciting, even for me, when I hear how you're doing on your VANNtastic strategies, that makes me very, very happy. I am getting a very um, large amount of testimonies in where you guys are really doing well with the velocity strategies. So I want to talk about that a minute. I'm going to ask what state you're watching from so that we can kind of get an idea of the states that we're dealing with here. We've got Finding Dory. You're with me every live nearly. You're doing great. I hope that you guys are having an absolutely terrific Thursday. We are 7 days away. 7 days away from the conference, and I am getting more excited every day that passes is bringing new information. We're talking about what all is going to be going on there. So I am so excited that we had this event. At first, I was kind of iffy about it. I wasn't sure if I needed to have a conference yet or not. Wasn't sure how many, people would be interested in coming to Orlando or anywhere to see Christy Vann. But here we are, and oh my goodness, we have a full house. We have a full house, and I cannot believe it. It's going to be a terrific time. We only have seven tickets available, and I could not believe it. I really thought that when we were trying to hit the 100 mark, I was like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, especially to stand up in front of. I mean, I do these lives and I see people, out in public, but a crowd, don't be surprised if I don't have stage fright and forget where I'm standing or something. I am not a professional speaker in any manner. I am literally just doing videos so that you guys can learn how I got out of debt and how quickly it was for me. So I felt it was only fair to share with you. So I just am, I'm nervous slash excited slash, oh my gosh, I can't believe how fast these months have flown by that we are coming up to this conference event. So all of that being said, we do have 7 tickets available. I was going to go on to my Facebook group today and post that we have that. So I'm expecting that that's not going to be a problem. Super excited though that we are going, or I am going to get to meet some of you guys. I can't even believe it. I mean, wow. And in Orlando and in a fine hotel like the Hyatt Regency, I'm excited. Okay. So I'll quit talking about my excitement. We're going to say hello to, we got Nevada in the house. Hello, Shannon. Hello, hello, Tammy. Hello, Tanner in Mississippi. Tammy is in Ohio. Nevada. Do we have 2 from Nevada? Wow. We've got the Canadians in the house too. Hello, hello. Georgia, Southern California, Arizona, New Jersey, El Paso. How cool is that? Thank you guys. Texas is my big state. That's most of my clients are out of Texas, and I don't know why. They must like Tennesseans and Texans. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Dallas is in the house too. Washington State, hello. Kentucky, hello, hello. Philadelphia, look at all these different areas. I think that is the most exciting part of doing the lives and the webinars is seeing where everybody is coming from, and everybody is from a different state most of the time. And I believe I've hit all 50 states, and I've hit Canada and the UK. I even have a lady coming in from the UK and then one coming in from the Bahamas for my conference. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, okay. I'm excited. There has been a lot of money go into this, a lot of planning, a lot of money. But you know what? I consider it giving because if I'm giving back to you guys who are learning and growing, and you give me your beautiful comments every single day, I'm getting these comments and how you are being helped. That makes me so very happy. And I just want you to know that this conference was my way of showing love back to the YouTube and Facebook communities, even TikTok. So thank you for allowing me to do this. For you guys that are coming, thank you so much. I'm as excited to meet you as you are me, and we're going to have a good time. Oh my goodness, we've even got Sunnydale, California. Sunnyvale, California, in the house. That is super awesome. Okay, so does anybody have any questions? I've only got just a few minutes here, but I'm going to answer some questions for you if you have any. Also, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, the recovery effort here in East Tennessee for the Hurricane Helene that went through, also in Western North Carolina, the devastated areas. So let's talk about that in just a minute. The teams are working in areas in North Carolina, and these areas are desperate. I am going to go on today to the fund, the VANNtastic Go Fund that I set up, that you all have so graciously donated so much money to, that we are making a difference in the community, in all of the communities, and the teams that we have out that we are actually supporting are cutting down huge trees that have fallen into homes. We have so many pictures of these bridges that were washed out and you can't even get to the homes. They're making makeshift bridges out of plywood. Um, it's just so crazy how these guys have come in with their minds, and we don't have a concrete bridge, but we've got to get to that house over there, so they build these wooden bridges right now, just enough to get back and forth. And I'm going to post some pictures on the GoFundMe so that you can see the efforts is being made to reach the people. Now, I'm in Tennessee and it's getting cold here. It was 34 degrees this morning. So the people that are even up higher in the mountains, it's cold up there. So we've had several teams going up that's taking kerosene heaters. Of course, that takes gas containers that you have to buy to drive the kerosene up there as well. So it's been tedious for some people to be traveling, because one of the areas that we've had a team working in is about 2 hours from here. So we're trying to hit these most devastated areas. And I want you to know that your funds that you've donated to that have been a game changer to people and are going to continue. Okay. Now, just because the fund doesn't have the money doesn't mean that VANNtastic isn't going to go ahead and help these areas as well, because there is such a need there. And you guys know I'm a giver, and I'm going to give any way I possibly can. And I just realized that my jacket is falling off of, and I look like I didn't come together here, but I really am. I really am. Okay. Okay, so listening while driving. Hello and thank you. Houston is in here with us today. Hello, Melvin. Thank you so much, MeB35. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I've been watching a lot of videos prepping to start VB. Way to go, Lynn. You can do this. You can do this. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of links in the chat here in a minute. That's going to be for the conference. If you're interested in the conference, we do have, like I said, 7 tickets are available. That's it. We can't take any more. So 7 are available. I can get you into a hotel room as well, but you will have to probably come through me to get into the block now. Okay. So I don't believe that we have that link open, but you're welcome. If you buy the ticket to come through me, and I can make sure that you get a hotel room if you need one. Um, let's see what else. Oh, and the fund for the GoFundMe, I'm going to put that in the link as well. So anybody that wants to continue to help with that, please do. And know that I'm updating that fund as often as possible. I try to get a bunches of pictures together and upload. So know that we've got them. I mean, you literally are helping support the direct victims here. We're not throwing them to organizations, Red Cross, all that fun stuff. No, we're doing this from VANNtastic to the people. And that's what I like about it, because I can see where the funds are going. I can see the tools and the material that we're getting for the teams that are going into these areas and helping these people with supplies, with, like I said, getting their homes cleaned up. It's amazing. Did I post the pictures yet of the home we were in the other day? I actually went down. There's a river that's maybe 10 minutes down the road from me. It had, of course, it was flooded all through that area. And the homes, I've never seen mud standing literally in a home. Like, who would have ever thought mud would even come in through the waters? I'm sorry, I'm ignorant to some things, to most things. But when I saw that house, I'm like, this isn't like, to me, with the wood floors buckled up and the cabinets, warped, and you're just like, is this a tear down and build another home project? Because how do you repair something that's in that kind of shape? If you all are on my Facebook group, you saw me post the letter from one of the people that's been working with the Samaritan's Purse in North Carolina, and how, they're finding people, pinned up against trees that lost their lives that way. People that were at work and just got washed away. So many things that you hear when you are, I guess, in this area and you're just involved in what's going on. Finding cars with people that were trapped, I guess. And that's, who would ever thought? Who would have ever thought that would be the way that your life would end, out of something that's so unexpected, like a flood coming through the mountains? I said this the other day in a video, but I can't even imagine a flood in the mountains, and how that can happen. But here we are, and it did. So please keep praying for those people, because there's a lot of loss in the areas surrounding me, and I want to help. I want to help any way I possibly can. Okay, so I'm going to answer a question. Heather says, can a HELOC interest rate be negotiated? Well, good question. That depends. Sometimes they may decide on what the interest rate is going to be according to your credit score. So if you have a lower credit score, they'll give you a higher interest rate. If you have a high credit score, they may give you a lower interest rate. It just depends per bank. Most of them, I think, are across the table. Like I said, the average right now seems to be around 9.125%, at least as far as I see with who I'm working with. I have seen some very high. There's no sense in that. I've seen some at 16%. That's very high for a second position. First position should probably be around 8%, 8.5% right now. So can it be negotiated? It depends on the bank that you're working with. Okay, so I hope that helps. Okay, so let me put the links in here for what I was talking about, if I can find the links. I've got the GoFundMe that I'm going to put in first, because I'm going to have to find my tickets. and where you sign up for the tickets. So the GoFund. Uh-oh, what just happened? Did they cut me off? Am I still on here? Can you hear me? Hello? It's making it did something. So if you feel like giving to this fund, do it. If you don't. This is just the way that I'm working VANNtastic to help here in the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina areas. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you so much. Hello from South Carolina. We are seniors on Social Security with no extra income for repairs, dental, home maintenance, etc. So how can this help us? Della, if you have cash flow, it absolutely will help you just by giving you a line of credit to work in so that you won't have to maybe go to Care Credit if you do have dental work done. And let's say you need an extra $2,000 or $4,000. If you have the line of credit available to you, then you don't have to worry about how you're going to figure out paying whatever bills that you need to pay. So it all depends upon your cash flow, how quickly you can work off any amounts of debt that you take on. So how will it help you? Like I said, I like the cushion. I like to know that in the event something comes up, I have a line of credit available for me to use. Now, let me use an example. With this conference that I'm holding here, very expensive. And so we get charges a lot for things that I had no idea that you would have to pay for. So, I mean, who would have ever thought, that they don't allow you to do your own catering, so you have to pay for theirs and pay you due. So if you have a line of credit available and they send you a bill, then especially with the credit cards, you can charge, whatever onto the credit card first and gain some cash rewards, then turn around and pay it off if you have savings, or pay it into your line of credit that's revolving, your personal line, your HELOC, then let your income go in and start working that down. So you would want to leave that sitting, or at least I do, leave amounts sitting on my credit card that I charge until the due date to pay off. Now, for some of you guys that are building your credit, you would want to make smaller payments, maybe weekly, bi-weekly, even throughout the month on a credit card to see if that doesn't boost your credit score. But when mine comes in, most of the time, I'll either make a payment every 2 weeks onto the credit card, or I'll wait to the due date because I have that set up to automatically pay my statement balance. So I'm not even having to worry about missing a payment or having a balance is going to charge interest. So there's a few ways to do it, but the line of credit always, I think, is the way to go, just because I love using lines, and that's what got me out of the debt that I was in, where I felt like I was smothering. I don't feel like that anymore. I think, well, I don't know, the conference could make you feel like you're smothering. But, I like I said, I look at that as giving, because it's just beautiful that I'm going to be able to get to see some of you guys face to face. So to me, anytime I have a stressful situation with money that I have to pay out, I always try to find a way to look at it as giving. And that way it takes all the stress away, because when you've got a cheerful heart and you're giving, then you can't be stressed, right? I know. I look at things really weird, really weird. The UK's in the house. Hello, hello. Credit card messed me up. Lesson learned, but will donate as soon as I get paid. That's so sweet, Derek. I thought you had already donated, as a matter of fact. Some of you guys have donated, and a lot. I've had big donations from you guys, and that has been beautiful. Thank you. Crazy Crows. What is that? Is that leaves that you've put there? What is that? I don't know. Laura says, I want to buy a house, but I was told I'd have to get a mortgage first and then can turn it into. Nope, that is not true. That is not true, Laura. Nope. My lenders will allow you to purchase a home with a first lien, and I have one that will even allow a construction line of credit. Now that is awesome. Texas is hello, hello. Yes, Texas, they have them there too. I know. I know. Texas is tough. It's tough, but you can still do it there. Okay. If you want to reach out to me through my contact form, I'll be glad to introduce you to my first lien lender in Texas. Okay. No savings, and we live in a double wide. So can we get a HELOC? Della, that depends on the state you're in as well and the banks around you. Um, some, and I do know of a credit union and maybe a bank in this area that does second position HELOCs. You cannot get a first lien HELOC on a double wide. No, I'm sorry, but you can get a second position sometimes. So you'll just have to ask your local banks. You're very welcome, Laura. You are very welcome. Okay, so now I am going to see, this is hilarious. I'm going to see if I can find, oh, I forgot. Okay, also at the conference, we're having a VIP dinner. I'm super excited about that as well because the VIP dinner is just me with 15 of my faves, I guess. Just kidding. I don't have any faves. But it's 15 that have bought into the VIP dinner. So I'm pretty excited about that too. It's another charge that the hotel got to do on me. But we're going to be able to actually sit and have, a little bit of time, a couple of hours to sit and talk with some of you guys. So I'm telling you, I know my kids, they know. My team knows we are so excited to get this up and going, but I don't want it to go too fast because then it'll be over as fast as my life is flying before my eyes. So I am super prepared for this. I'm so glad that the weather, uh, as horrible as the hurricanes have been, that, we didn't have to have anything happen to the hotel in Orlando. So everything is good. Everything's up and running, ready to go. We're getting information every day from the hotel, and what's going on and what we have in order and what we have to pay for next. So just a lot going on. So wanted to let you guys be updated as to what excitement's happening over here. And the point is that we all are getting our lives in order all the time. I mean, priorities have to be reset almost every day. It's just that when you are surrounded by and smothering by or with debt, you can't breathe. You can't think about anything else. It's because you're just stuck. And I guess the velocity banking release was so beautiful for me that I was able to take my kids to a movie and not feel guilty about it. I was able to take them on vacation and not feel guilty about it. So I hope, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Like I said, I have so many testimonials as to how good you're doing with the velocity strategy that I don't doubt it anymore. At first, I was like, what if people don't pick up the concept right? What if they're not able to get done, what I did when I went through this whole debt elimination process? But that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing and hearing nothing but great results. And you all that write me have had the light bulb moment go on, the literal changing of your minds to the point that it's gives you a headache. I mean, because you've been thinking about your debt and your loans and all of these bills in a certain way all of your life because you were trained to think that way because your parents were thinking that way. They were trained to think that way. So when you hear something new and it kind of rattles you a little bit because you're like, okay, let me think about that. And I had one lady yesterday tell me it literally gave her a frontal lobe headache because she felt like her mind was having to rearrange and burn new neurons or whatever happens in there so that she was able to comprehend what I was saying in the videos. So it makes me happy to know that everybody's getting the help that they're looking for. I'm just excited about it. So I'm going to put in the chat the conference um, tickets. And like I said, we are about sold out, and I'm very happy about that. But if you missed it this year, if you weren't able to come for whatever reason, or if the tickets are gone when you try to go in there, I don't want you to be discouraged because we will try to have more in the upcoming years. We're thinking 2025 is going to be Dallas, Texas, but I think maybe Gatlinburg would even be a good place. And that's in Tennessee for you guys that don't know. But don't be discouraged if you couldn't make it this year for whatever reason. A lot of people wrote me, and were saying that they couldn't afford to go this year. So we tried to give some scholarships out so that some people could attend that weren't able to. We did a little bit of that, and now here we are, totally in almost a sold out situation. So I'm pretty excited about it. I hope you guys are excited. I ask that you all be praying about the event, that it's safe and that it's the good time that I have planned and know it's going to be. And, just that we get to spend a little bit of time together. So I'm excited about it. I feel like I'm rambling on here. I feel like I'm rambling. I feel like I need to end this. I think it's time for me to go. Let's see. I didn't think a $250 payment to my card was too high. It was, and the limit was cut for $250. I'm not too shocked about that. But at the same time, that's why I say like $50 payments twice a week or something. You just got to be careful because you don't know what's going to trigger them. So I am so sorry that that happened to you, Derek. No, I wouldn't think $250 would be enough either. But here we are. Guys, you just got to do the best you can do. I don't want to say they're out to get us because they're not. I mean, I don't know what their point is in cutting the limits, but they do that sometimes. So please, please be careful with that and how you're making the payments into the credit cards. That obviously you may need to make them a lot smaller than $250 because we don't want any of the cuts. Okay. For a HELOC, is a local lender better than an online lender? Yes, I would imagine so, Tony. I don't know that for sure, but I use a local lender myself. Now, unless you're using the first lien HELOC, there's not a lot of them around. So I do have lenders for that. But the second position should be pretty easy to get in your area. Laura says, well, the house I'm buying is a double wide that was fixed to the land like a pier and beam when it was first done. So maybe this won't qualify. Yeah. Yeah, Laura, I talked to them the other day about that, and because I had another client that was trying to get one on her home. It is a double wide modular home, and it was also completely on a complete foundation. And they still wouldn't do it. But I do know some lenders in this area do the second position. Okay. I hate that, because the fact is that they don't consider the double wide a home as far as something that, like with a regular home, say a brick home that has been built on the solid foundation and up, they just don't consider the double wide. I don't know if it's not as good or what. I don't know what their thinking is behind that, because it's still a home It still has value. If you were to turn around and sell the double wide today, you're going to get paid a value for that. So I don't know why. I don't understand why they don't consider that a property that they will lend on, but they just don't. And that's been very hard for a few of my clients because they do live in the double wide. Some banks won't do second position HELOCs on a double wide. But I do know that we have been able to get several of the second positions approved through using the double wide. It's just the first lien, they won't even talk to you about it. So I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I want to be honest. That way you can be looking at other avenues. Because if I sit here and say, well, you might be able to get a first position, and then me knowing you're not, then that's not fair to you at all because you've wasted time checking on the first lien, right? Okay, so I wanted to jump on and say those few things. If you want to help with the GoFundMe, the link is in the chat. If you want to try to jump in for the remaining tickets on the conference, feel free to do so. We're probably going to have lots and lots of pictures of the conference, so I'm excited about that. And, I wish you could be there. And for you guys that are coming, get ready because we are going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. Somebody wrote me this morning and said, I've been and gotten my 80s attire and I am ready for this party. And I'm like, well, all right. I need to go get mine. I told my husband a minute ago, I said, I have got to go get some clothes for this thing. Ladies, I put on weight and lose weight like the rest of you. So I need to try on my clothes as if they're even going to fit. I swear I've had the worst, I guess 3 weeks now of where I've wanted to eat everything I see. I don't know if it's because of my nerves with what's going on, and I'm excited. But if I get up there, if you're at the conference and I get up there and I just happen to have the mic in my hand and I'm looking straight ahead and not moving, like stage fright. I would not be surprised at all. I would not be surprised at all. Okay, I'm going to get off of here today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday and a terrific weekend as well. Get out there and enjoy this fall weather. It's so cool, but it's way too cool for me, like of a morning. Last night we went out somewhere and I literally had to wear a coat because I don't like cold weather. So I'm pretty weird about having, well, I've got a jacket on and I'm sitting in the office. So what does that tell you? Okay, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I do try to look at the YouTube channel at least 15 times a day. I can't believe how it's grown. Very excited that over 303,000 people have now seen the videos. Actually, 2 million if you look at the views on the channel. And that is exciting to me because I know that at least 1 million people in the United States and around the world have gotten a touch of information on how to make their finances better. And that makes me very, very happy. And I'm glad that it's making you very, very happy. And I just pray for this channel. I pray for you guys every day that you are finding the peace that you so desire and you so deserve. Okay. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I am going to get off of here. I'll see you in the next video.